Richard, look! I found this book on ninjutsu. Soon I'll be a master ninja.
Okay, wait, a book? Here, give me that. You can't become a master by reading a book. Take this and go listen to one of the shows on the Pod Bros Network, like Take Aim Outdoors or Dave's Nerd Compendium, Pencil and Ink Reviews, or one of any of their other amazing shows. All right?
All right. Hey, where are you going with that book?
I will be going to finish this book and destroy it so I can become your teacher.
No!
What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are speaking the language of Transformers. No, we're speaking the language of Michael Bay. No, wait, no. We're speaking the language of bromance. And Shawn, I have bad news. I have bad news in the world of film.
Yeah. So you already told me you want to talk about this, so let's just tell everybody what it is.
Okay, so
Fast and the Furious 10.
No, but you told me about that, and to which I asked the question. I mean, they got to be just getting rid of Vin Diesel at that point, right? I haven't seen the last movie, but it seems like they're like, oh, Vin Diesel, go be a tree, and
I haven't seen the last two. And I know I heard that Vin Diesel and The Rock were having some arguments on set.
Oh, that I didn't hear.
They were not getting along, Richard.
Oh.
Vin Diesel's all like, I am Groot. And The Rock's all like, I am The Rock. It's like, no, I am Groot. I'm The Rock. And I'm funny. And you suck. He's like, oh.
Caught between a rock and a
tree.
Hard tree. I don't know. Anyway, so the story I found is worse. It's worse than more Fast and the Furious movies, which some people like them. That's fine. Even Transformers movies. Apparently, there's people that like Transformers movies. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any more.
Well, I mean, Fast and the Furious opened to $500 million over the opening weekend.
Whew.
Well, somebody's going to see that damn thing.
Yeah, they are.
You know who one of those people isn't, Richard?
Me.
And me.
I don't know. I was never really big into cars.
Yeah, the first one was kind of cool. Like it was, just like a undercover cop story kind of thing. Spoilers. But then they just got weird.
Yeah. Like they do.
Like it's like a heist movie.
Okay, so the story I have, I'm pulling the article from Gizmodo. But you just Google this and you'll find it, trust me. All right, so without burying the lead, ready? Michael Bay says there are not one, not two, but 14 Transformers movies already written.
By who?
Who the fuck knows?
Because he's not writing those, is he? And he's not even directing. He's just producing it.
No, he's not. Well, because the whole thing was that he was like, oh, I'm done directing these movies.
I want to move on to something better. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I hate you.
I feel bad bringing up Michael Bay at all. Because of the entire thing that happened with the Turtles.
Yeah.
I do. I feel bad. But I saw this and I had to share because 14 fucking, like, do they really think we as the viewing public are like, yeah, I want to see 14 Transformers movies? We're already at what? 5?
Something like that. Yeah. Cause they got rid of all the original people and they threw Marky Mark in there. Have you seen the last one?
No.
Like, there's a subtle date rape thing in there, or statutory rape.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, so the two main characters are Marky Mark has like a 17-year-old daughter who's probably like 30 actually, because they always cast young, and her boyfriend's like 22. And of course, Marky Mark's character plays like my daughter's not going to have sex till she's married.
Right.
She's not, no dicks near her mouth. And she's like, oh, trick's on you, Dad.
You know what? If he says that in the movie, I'd go see it.
Well, I mean, he beats around the bush about it.
Hey, don't be putting dicks in your mouth.
Tell her, Bumblebee. Wait, you sound like you got a dick in your mouth, Bumblebee. What's going on?
Bumblebee, don't be putting dicks in your mouth.
But no, so her and her boyfriend, he's 22, so like he can't legally be having sex with her, right?
Okay.
But they started dating when he was underage, so there's like a Romeo and Juliet law that they make a big point in like pointing out throughout the whole movie.
Well, of course they do, because they're like, no, it's cool.
Yeah,
guys,
no.
Seriously, it's fine.
They had sex when he was a minor, so it's okay that they can have sex now.
Right? I mean, yeah, it's fine. We promise. There's nothing. This isn't material for RedTube. We swear.
Yeah, and see, I don't have a daughter, but I would imagine that instance, I'm like, you're in that firefight, you're shooting at whatever the bad guy is in Transformers. Like, oh shit, I shot your boyfriend.
Oh,
damn, he was standing behind you, Dad.
And then you just a little lean to the left, and boyfriend's gone.
Yeah, well, it's either that or jail.
Plenty fish in the sea.
Your own age.
Unless the Decepticons kill them all. And that's fine too. Okay, so this happened at CinemaCon. Michael Bay was asked if he was actually going to be leaving the Transformers franchise this time.
And the crowd is like, please, 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 please,
yeah.
please, please.
Everybody's like, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. He not only said that he'd like to do more. Well, in this, the story says he'd not only like to do one more, but that there were already 14 stories ready to go in that universe. So what it sounds like to me is there's the movie that there's the new one that's called like The Last Night, which I guess is like Transformers with King Arthur, I think.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Transformers with swords. Fuck if I know. And then like I said, it sounds like that they're already working on like the pre-production of another one, but he's saying that in terms of like script writing, that there's these stories. So it sounds like there's 14 scripts written for more fucking movies.
But I think how these big projects work is they hire like 10 or 15 different writers, and they're all trying to throw out their own scripts, and they kind of like, dissect them together and bastardize them and test group the shit out of them. And
well, then it's like that scene from The Professional, where like all these writers are sitting in a room and they're like, well, which script do you want to make? And he's like, all of them. Everyone.
I'm curious, like how much. I mean, each of those movies, because like you mentioned the Turtles. The Turtles has a very Michael Bay feel. Like the explosion in the background. The big fire and the terrible acting and
the fact that none of it looks real.
Yeah, and you have what's her face in it.
Oh yeah, what's her face?
Megan Fox.
That one. Yeah.
Although she's good in This Is 40.
I love the fact that every time you talk about a Turtles movie,
I start drinking.
Number one, you start drinking. Number two, your voice drops an octave.
Yeah. It hurts.
You're like, oh, I'm watching this movie. I saw this movie the other day and it was really cool, and Guardians of the Galaxy and all. Yeah. And well, it's kind of like that Turtles movie. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Turtles movie.
Well, so I talked about this way back when, like when the first one came out, I was hyped. Like I was hyped for like 2 years. And then you sit in it and you're like, okay.
We did a whole episode on your disenfranchisement of the property off of this one movie.
Yeah. And we talked about doing it for the second one too, but after I left that theater, I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it. I just don't want to talk about it.
This is something we shall never speak of.
But yeah, it's just, I just don't understand like what like role he plays in these movies. If he makes these decisions, or, it feels like the situation where like he walks in the room and says, oh, hey, it'd be cool. Like the Foot Clan, it's like, oh, they step over their enemies. Right. And he turns around, walks out the room, and everybody's like, Michael Bay said the foot step over their enemies. That's why they're called that, right? Everybody heard it. We have to do that, or Michael Bay will cut your dicks off.
Are we putting that in the script, guys? I mean,
do you want to go ask Michael Bay that question?
He's in charge. I mean, he's paying the bills.
He's producer. He made Transformers.
I guess we're doing it. Okay. Well, he made Transformers. What could go wrong?
Oh, everything.
Everything. Okay, so I'll finish the story because it's just a short thing, but it got my brain working. So speaking with MTV's Josh Horowitz, Bay answered the question about whether or not he was leaving by waffling a bit. He then said there would be Easter eggs in The Last Night, which is the new Transformers movie, that would connect to, quote, different things to come. Bay's most alarming response was to questions about the spin-offs planned to turn Transformers into a bona fide cinematic universe. Because that's what you do.
Yeah, that's what everything's doing.
That's what you do these days. Everything's a universe.
The Marvel thing is like what's like is the worst thing to happen to Hollywood, I've heard people mention. Because now everything needs a universe.
Everything needs a universe because because when it's a universe, you can not only you can spin things off into more movies, and then basically what you need to do is you need to make one good movie, and then that way you can spin it off into a bunch of, you can use that as your currency to trade it into getting more movies, to getting spin-offs, to getting television shows, to getting toys, and all the merchandising that comes along with it.
You know, so, like you think about, so I'm trying to think about some of the movies that I've seen that have just been one-offs, and all the good movies I've seen that are very unique have all been like Ben Affleck movies, like Gone Girl, based off a book, great movie.
Yeah.
And then he was in the one where he played the autistic person, just came out. The accountant.
Actually,
wasn't bad. Like it wasn't like a piece of art, but like it was good. It was decent. It was unique. It was a different idea. I would say
probably the last was the last non-universe quote movie that I've seen
or non-reboot.
The Arrival.
I haven't seen that one. That one looked too weird for me.
I'm actually going to watch it later, like in the next, I think I was going to try and watch it tomorrow. But I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people say it was, you know, it was a cool idea, very cool idea. I haven't had it spoiled for me. So, and people said that, you know, don't let people spoil that movie for you.
They're aliens, Richard. Damn it.
I hate you.
I've never seen it. I don't know. I assume they're aliens.
Yeah. No, they're aliens. I saw the trailer. That's all I have to go on is the trailer.
Yeah, that's all I have. I don't like the chick that plays in that movie that plays the Lois Lane character because that's all I see her as is a bad Lois Lane.
Who's the good Lois Lane?
I think the one from the original Supermans weren't too bad.
Margot Kidner.
That was my first Lois Lane, so I always kind of see her as like an awkward, nerdy girl.
Yeah, that was my first Lois Lane too.
She kind of reminds me of a Willow. Like a Willow is my Lois Lane, like kind of awkward, not super sexy.
I know, it always seemed like whenever Lois in those movies, whenever Lois yelled, she has a really big mouth. So like whenever she yelled, she reminds me of Gina Davis and Beetlejuice, where it's like like just this gaping maw.
Well, that's why Superman liked her, because of his super penis.
Lois is the only one that'll fit.
I guess that'll do.
That'll do, Lois. That'll do.
Wait, are those kryptonite fillings? Ow, ow, ow. Don't stop. Ow, ow.
The director said, quote, "There are 14 stories written and there's good stuff, so I would like to do one of them, though." He said there's good stuff. There's 14 stories. He's like, yeah, there's 14. Yeah, we got 14 scripts written. Yeah, some of them are okay, but we're going to make them all. Like, that's...
You won't believe the stuff that's in there. It's robots fighting robots in a couple scenes. It's insane.
Oh, my God. I can blow up all of the things.
I mean, I don't remember any of the stories besides the fact that it culminates in, like, the bad robots fighting the good robots. That's all they ever...
That's all it was. That's all I remember it being. It was good robots and bad robots, and they turned into things. They turned into vehicles.
It's like the old Spike TV. I think USA had it, where it was the robot fights.
Yeah.
Like, that's all they want. It's like, just have people build robots and fight. Put them in a cage.
It's Robot Wars.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Like an apocalyptic Transformers world where there's like only a handful of humans left. Like Planet of the Apes, but with Transformers.
Oh, I'm sure we're going to get there.
I doubt it because that's a good idea.
14 fucking movies. I'm sure one of them is like...
No, all 14 are going to be spaced like 3 different like big lead. Like you're going to see The Rock in one of these.
You know, okay, so the thing with the Transformers movies it always seems like it's like this alternate history.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Like they take this it's like, oh, Transformers are the ones that actually built the fucking pyramid. Or the reason we have pyramids is because of Transformers, and the reason we have
the reason the Titanic sank was because of the Transformers.
The Hoover Dam, Transformers and the Hoover Dam. Like, I'm waiting for like, oh, Holocaust, that was Transformers' fault. The Decepticons manipulated Hitler into the Holocaust.
Hitler was a Decepticon.
Hitler was a Decepticon. That's probably one of these 14 stories.
Well, I mean, imagine if you had enough people, like I said, there's probably like 10 or 15 people that are writing their Transformers script and turning it in. And somebody's like, I'm getting paid 10 grand for the next month. Fuck it. So Transformers, the last Nazi.
They just turn and look at their bookshelf and they're like, Romeo and Juliet, Transformers in Love. Or they look at like their DVD collection.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's like,
well, what you do so to get Michael Bay on your side is you build like the Armageddon version of Transformers.
There you go. That would totally win him over. He's like, okay, Mike, check this out. Okay, don't call me Mike. Right?
It's Michael Bay or Mr. Bay or Your Majesty. Wait, I didn't know you were knighted.
You can refer to me as the guy that made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cool. That's what that will be my official title.
I don't know if you knew this, but nobody had a clue what the Turtles were until I came along.
Yeah.
So I've got his picture pulled up, like his IMDb. I gotta stop it because he has a smug ass look on his face. And it's pissing me off the more I look at it. Because what I'm seeing is him in a meeting, and they're like, all right, so it's Turtles 2. Like the first one, like, numbers wise, it did great. He's like, yeah, it did. What did it do? Like $600 million? Like, yeah, something like that. Yeah, great, successful. Great
How much
movie.
did that movie make?
Shit ton. The first one did.
No, I was. No, wait. Are we talking about Transformers or the Turtles?
The Turtles.
I can't keep track of the shit this man has created. And here's the thing with Michael Bay. Like I remember he was a he was a producer of some decent movies. Like, say what you will about like Armageddon was a very cliche movie.
It was okay,
but it was okay. It was the guy that made The Rock, and The Rock I thought was a great fucking movie, even with Nicolas Cage.
He made Pearl Harbor, which the beginning of that movie's okay. It gets kind of crappy in the middle.
Ugh. And then Bad Boys. I loved Bad Boys 1 and 2.
I've only seen bits of 2. So the Turtles made almost $500 million.
Whew.
Yeah, I don't know what Turtles 2 did. But so imagine them sitting in this meeting and they're like, oh yeah, so $500 million. Like, yeah, nobody's even heard of this movie till me. They're like, all right, so we're spitballing ideas for Turtles 2. We're thinking we're going to bring Casey Jones in this. He's like, who?
Who's that guy?
Casey Jones. He wears a hockey mask. He's a vigilante. Like a cop? No, he's nothing like a cop. He's a vigilante. He patrols the streets, patrols the park like a cop, like a detective.
Yeah, he's a detective. Let's make him a detective.
No, he's not a detective, though. But you're great idea. He's a detective, and he wants to be a detective.
Oh, my God. He's looking for his big break case, and this is what's going to put him over. He's a beat cop, and this is what's going to earn him his badge, right?
You know who I'm envisioning for this? The guy that plays Arrow. Perfect guy for it. God damn it, Michael Bay.
Do you just not like this is what I'm picturing. I'm picturing like he's eating breakfast in the morning. It's like a Saturday morning. And he's eating breakfast.
He's got a mirror in front of him because his kids and stuff can't sit around the table because he can't only look at himself when he eats.
Meanwhile, the kids are in the living room and like a friend lets them borrow a DVD that has like old Turtles episodes on it, like the cartoon. And so then he walks in there and he's like, "What are you guys watching? Don't look at me. No direct eye contact. But what are you watching?" It's a cartoon, Daddy. It's called Ninja Turtles. Oh, let me see this. This looks stupid. I could make this so much cooler. Where's my phone?
I'm going to improve so many people's childhoods.
Okay. So I remember when the prequels came out, and when episodes like 1, 2, and 3 came out, and there was this big fucking uproar, like, oh, George Lucas is raping my childhood and blah blah blah. There were 2 guys that wrote a song, and I'm sure there's a YouTube video of it somewhere, and the song is called George Lucas Raped My Childhood. Okay? Now, I am not me and Star Wars, like, I'm huge on Star Wars. I sat and watched the entire live stream of Star Wars Celebration over the course of a weekend. Like, watched all the panels and the shit they were doing. The Last Jedi panel was cool. They brought out, anyway, I'm just saying, I'm big into Star Wars, okay? Now, as someone that's a fan of Star Wars, I will say that I am not totally sold. I was not totally sold on the prequel movies. But there's some decent shit in those movies. Like, everybody wants to give episode 1 shit and say that episode 1 was terrible. Episode 1 was fucking horrible because of fucking Jar Jar. Everybody wants to give him shit for the Jar Jar thing. But let's talk about the other shit that was in episode 1. Darth Maul was in episode 1.
He's got his own comic right now.
Who was probably one of the cooler Sith Lords. Like, to create somebody that's got to follow up Darth Vader in terms of, like, evil apprentice.
Yeah, he does
it. He does it. They got Ray Park to do it, which they got like a martial arts expert to do these fucking crazy ass stunts and all these acrobatics and shit like that.
That Jedi fight, that's amazing.
That Jedi fight between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul was an awesome fucking fight. Especially the end when it's just Kenobi and Maul and they have that choreographed saber fight. Badass, okay? Great. The pod racing sequence, is what it is. Kind of falls flat. But what other kick-ass thing do you have? Double-bladed lightsaber.
Yeah, never saw that before, did you?
Never saw that in a movie.
Now you did.
And I'm sure it was something that somebody dreamed up in a fan fiction, or something that somebody was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if they had like a lightsaber staff?
Or they saw Requiem for a Dream, and they're like, ass to ass, it's like a double lightsaber.
Yeah, because it was. Because that's really what it was. It was 2 lightsabers that were fused together at the hilt. Yeah, it was ass to ass lightsaber. Damn it.
If you ever want to get really depressed, you watch the 2 new Turtles movies and then watch Requiem for a Dream to clean your palate.
Point being that everybody wants to say, oh, George Lucas raped my childhood and blah, blah, blah. That guy made 3 more Star Wars movies, and he made one. And while 2 of them, weren't that fantastic, I think 3 was universally accepted, not just by fans, but by the audience at large. So now let's compare. So you have George Lucas, who was the guy that created the fucking property in the first place.
Yeah. Well, people were asking him to make more, weren't they?
Of course they were. They're like, make more fucking Star Wars. Why are there only 3 Star Wars movies? This thing has generated billions of dollars. Why are you not making more movies? Why are you not making more Star Wars movies?
15 years after Return? Was it closer to 20?
No, it wasn't 20. I want to say it was like, let's see. Jedi came out it was like 10.
Well, Return came out in 83, didn't it?
No, it was. Oh yeah, no, you're right. So almost 15. It was like 13 or 14 because Phantom Menace was 97.
Yeah, so about 14, 15 years, somewhere in there.
Okay, so like I said, let's compare. So we have George Lucas, the guy that created Star Wars in the first place, makes these 3 movies, and I would say 2 out of the 3 of them kind of fall flat. However, there, like I said, there were elements in there that we generally like.
It built a universe. It built a really good universe,
and also like established a canon before the original property. So now we know about what happens in the Clone Wars. It spun off and we have the Clone Wars cartoon, which was a decent cartoon. I like the Clone Wars series. I watched the whole thing back to front. And I'm sure that that those movies helped make it fairly attractive to Disney when they bought it, and now we get more movies, a plethora of movies. So neither here nor there. And also you can George makes the argument that, well, if you didn't have Jar Jar, then you wouldn't have, 7-year-olds in 1997 that love Star Wars now. And you could make that case.
Maybe.
Because Jar Jar is a character that's designed for an 8-year-old.
I mean, it was a silly character, but I mean, I don't think it deterred from it. But the thing I have to ask, you look at Transformers and Turtles, and you're bringing in Star Wars to this, are you okay with those existing? Would you rather those movies exist or not exist?
I'm totally fine with the prequels being around. I'm glad we got the prequels movies, because I remember the excitement of saying, holy shit, we're getting another Star Wars movie, because I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
I never thought we would get a fucking Star Wars movie. I was in high school and I was as giddy as a fucking 6-year-old. Oh my God, there's going to be another Star Wars movie. And you see the trailer and you see dudes with lightsabers and a guy that has an ass lightsaber. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, so let's compare. You have the guy that created the property in the first place, that made some more movies, and 2 of them kind of fell flat amongst the fan audience. So now let's look at Michael Bay. Michael Bay is a guy that wasn't really known for making, fucking the next Gone with the Wind in the first place.
Yeah, they're all kind of just big, not great storyline movies.
Right.
You had a big event and kind of piecemealed stuff in.
And then he takes properties that existed from when we were kids and then makes movies about it that generally fall flat, not only with the audience at large, because, I would say that Transformers and Turtles, they might do money. They might make money. They're not winning fucking awards.
Well, I mean, so the thing, the reason I asked you if you wanted the previous 2 or the prequels of Star Wars to exist is because I was curious. Do you really want those to exist? You're like, yeah. I mean, they may not be these fantastic, great things, but I'm glad they exist. When it comes to Turtles, I can't speak for Transformers because I could take it or leave it. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching the cartoon when I was a kid, but
I never got into them. Yeah,
I was never like, oh my God, a Transformers movie.
These Turtles movies, I wish they didn't exist.
That's so sad.
I know, because they do nothing for me. And it's one of those things too. You go into these movies and it's seriously they're called the Foot because they step over their enemy. They learn how to be ninjas from a book. Casey Jones is a detective in the making. April O'Neil is I don't know what.
Is April O'Neil the only character it seemed like that was the only character that they didn't really deviate?
Oh no, April O'Neil is completely different. I mean, she was just a reporter.
I thought, well, wasn't she a reporter in the I'm kind of hit or miss with the comics, but I watched the cartoon.
In the comics, she was a lot more of a in the only one she's really a reporter is in the 80s cartoons. Because in the other ones, I think she's just more of a person that helps the turtles. She's actually a strong female character, not a damsel in distress.
Right.
Because in the new cartoon, she actually has psychic powers, and she she's badass in the new cartoon.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and in the new comic, she's I don't think she really has any ninja skills or anything, but she's more of a detective kind of thing. She helps them out to figure out things. She's a scientist more. But I mean, it's just that's what's sad about these type of things. I just wish they don't exist. I'm glad that the second one bombed, which it still made. So it cost 135 and it made 245 million.
Oh yeah, but it cost 135, but then you got to double that for marketing.
I think they say that for a movie to break even, it has to double what it cost.
Right.
So I mean, I guess you could say this probably lost about 70 or 30 million.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that happened because now they can go back to the board and get people to make an actual good movie.
Maybe we won't maybe we won't get another Turtles movie.
Well, I hope we get one, but I hope it's good. I mean, there's so much good source material too.
So this is back to the story. That is, to put it mildly, a lot of Transformers. It does make a little bit of sense. Transformers put together a writer's room in order to churn out a bunch of new ideas. Presumably, they're going to pick the best ones and go forward and hopefully not just make all 14.
They're just gonna make 14. As long as that thing's churning out money. And I think what's interesting is like Fast and the Furious, like we were talking about Fast and the Furious, and we talk about Transformers, it's like I don't know a ton of people that go see it here in the States. Like I saw the last Transformers because it was around this time period where there's like no movies out.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't seen a movie in like a month. I'm like, well, let's just go see this because there's nothing out.
Right.
So I think that's another reason they're semi-successful, because they kind of put themselves in like the no man's land of movies. But then those movies do a shit ton of money overseas.
Yeah.
Like Fast and the Furious and those like across the ocean, like they make a crap ton of money.
Right. So the way it sounds like to me, it sounds like this new Transformers movie is what's going to lay the groundwork for these future movies. Ugh. 14 fucking, there could possibly be 14 Transformers movies. And that's not just 14 more on top of the 5 we already have.
So close to 20. But I'm saying all 5 of those are exactly the same movies. It's no story. It's it's the bad guys fighting the good guys as big robots.
Okay.
It all builds to that scene.
So this led me to think, Shawn, what would be you and I are both sitting in the writer's room, and Michael Bay walks in, and somebody lays a towel on the chair, and he sits down, and he's like, all right, guys, I want ideas for new Transformers movies. I'm gonna make them all, and go. No eye contact, but go.
Well, I think you try to sell like almost like a Clerks-esque, like you talk about these guys who are like fixing the oh shit, what are they even called?
See Optimus Prime be like, I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Well, I'm thinking like, so Optimus Prime's going in to get a tune-up, so he's turned off, and like 2 guys are just working on it, talking about their day, going on about like, these things, tore up New York City.
So it's like Clerks, but it's in a garage, and the car that they're working on is actually Optimus Prime.
Yeah, Bumblebee's on the side. It comes in. It's like, it's not your turn, Bumblebee. Go fuck off. You talk like you got a dick in your mouth.
That's us. No one understands what you're saying. You have a dick in your mouth.
It's a rated R version. It's just vulgar language. Optimus Prime's like, God damn, my tailpipe hurts.
I would totally, like, what would a rated R Transformers movie be like? I'm just imagining like a car. Like what car is there that would turn into like a bare-breasted, like Amazonian female Transformer? Like a Kia Sorrento?
Yeah, something like that. It's Optimus Prime and the bad guy. They settle their grievance and they go to a titty bar.
Down with the robot phalluses.
You just see female Transformers on stage. They're doing the oil trick. Oh, throw some of those bills up there.
He just grabs a handful of bolts and chucks it.
Make it hail on these bitches. Tink, 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 tink.
Tink, 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 tink. First idea that came to mind when I read the story was the Transformers Old Folks Home. Because after 14 movies, like, by the time they all get made, it's going to be like, what, 2030?
I mean, it's every 3 years, so you're thinking that's like 50 years away.
Oh, my God. So Transformers in the Old Folks Home.
And that's how you set it up, is that's how you reboot the universe.
See if Optimus passed his prime.
Perfect.
He's got like you put like a little, I don't know. Would he have like a walker?
I think he'd be in like it'd be Bumblebee as the electric chair scooting him around. It sounds like you have a dick in your mouth. Well, actually, it's your balls, Optimus.
Your balls are in his mouth, Optimus. Oh, Well, in that case, Autobots roll out.
But yeah, that's how you'd reboot. So he's like in the room, and an old Shia LaBeouf comes in. It's like, oh, my friend Shia, or whatever his name's in the movie. I don't even remember.
You know, he's had some bad shit happen recently. He might actually be into doing some more movies.
Yeah, if he doesn't be careful, he's gonna need to do some shitty movies.
Because I heard, was it his last movie? I heard his last movie, the last movie he made, did not do.
There's like 3 people overseas that bought a ticket. I was thinking just personally. Have you heard some of the shit that's going on with his personal life?
Oh, yeah, there was that too.
Yeah, he was at some riot. And he was like,
oh, yeah, the riot. So somebody needs to tell him, look, dude, calm down or you're going to be in fucking like Transformers 10 with Optimus past his prime.
And you're gonna mail it in. It's still gonna make like $500 million for some god unknown reason.
And then they'll make you do more. Oh, see, that's the thing. Let's say that there's 14 ideas written, and you're telling me that Shia's like, I guess, you know, times are tough. I guess I'm gonna have to come back and do another one.
I called another bartender a racist. God damn you, TMZ.
Fucking TMZ fucked me. And so now I'll go ahead and do another Transformers movie. You know what they do? You know what they'd say? They'd be like, well, one's not good enough, Shia. If you're gonna come back, we gotta sign you on for like 5. And then he's like, oh, are you fucking kidding me?
$20 million, $4 million a picture. All right, I'm in.
Shit.
Can I at least swing on vines with monkeys? Sure. I don't give a fuck.
Honestly, by the time they get to making the last one, we should be able to build an actual fucking Autobot.
That's a good point. At some point, this may become a documentary.
And there's Michael Bay. Blow up the robots. Oh my, okay. So there's an idea for a Transformers movie. You have a movie about making a Transformers movie.
It's like a snuff film.
It's like and then you build the actual robot, like you're building the actual robots, the actual Transformers, and then the Transformers are pissed off that all Michael Bay wants to do is blow them up, so the robots revolt.
Oh shit. So Optimus Prime's like, listen, Michael, it's like, it's Mr. Bay or Michael Bay or Your Majesty.
Yeah, and then he's like, fuck you, I'm a semi-truck.
It's like, I just feel like there's more I can do than blow things up. Like, I really want, I want to try to get this scene where I cry. Like, me and Shyla are sitting there, and I'm like, I wanted to be a dancer in Vegas. And Shia's like, I wanted to not call bartenders racist, but we both failed at that.
And here we are
together
for this dictatorial bastard.
And then me and Shyla make out.
That actually raped my childhood. Everybody gives George Lucas shit, but did you see the Turtles? I did see the Turtles, Shia. It was terrible.
I mean, seriously, who learns that shit from a book?
The last movie, they put me in a walker. My balls were in Bumblebee's mouth.
That was the best part of the whole movie.
Bumblebee's like, I can't work like this. Actually, he goes, what's the one car saying? Nothing, Mr. Bay. What's the one car saying? It sounds like he has a dick in his mouth. Oh, new idea. Transformers porn. Let's make it happen.
Transporno. There we go. Let's do it. Autobots, pull out.
There's a movie.
I guarantee you there'd be somebody into some Autobot porn.
Because they got Autobots porn. So I'm just picturing like a porn star with like a cardboard Optimus, like with like a cardboard suit on.
I just imagine somebody with a hand cam going out filming rear endings in the traffic. Boom. Oh, yeah.
They're backing into each other. These cars are going ass to ass.
Yeah, Optimus Prime's narrating. At first, the Kia Sorrento doesn't want it, but then it accepts it.
There you go. There's another one. You have like March of the Autobots. It'd be like March of the Penguins, and Optimus does all the voiceover. He's like the Morgan Freeman of the Transformers universe.
You learn where Autobots come from. It's the most disturbing thing ever. Just a lot of sparks and oil going all over the place. That's such a dumb concept too. Like they're like machines from outer space.
Yeah. I don't see that's the thing is I'd have to fuck if I remember. I barely remember the cartoon cuz like I said, I mean it's like you said, we were both kind of indifferent to it. You know, you watch it and it's robots that are cars that turn into robots and then shoot missiles at each other. All right, I'm down. Like, I'll watch this, but I was never invested.
Yeah, was that ever based on a comic or anything, or did the cartoon come first and then the comic?
I honestly could not tell you. Everything I know is from the cartoon. So there's that. So I'm sure I'm like completely blaspheming the, holy grail for fans of Transformers because I'm saying like all I've seen is the cartoon and all I have to really base anything on is the cartoon and these movies.
Yeah,
and
there's that one Transformers out there's like, fuck you believe in some mythical force and you believe in turtles. Well, in turtles I trust, asshole.
Michael Bay didn't fuck my shit up. And then Shawn's like, yeah, Michael Bay didn't
Oh, damn it.
Now I have to talk in a lower tone. So Transformers at the old folks' home. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, that'd be kind
of.
But
cool. What other movies could you do?
I mean, you could do an Armageddon where the Autobots save the world from an asteroid.
Oh, there you go. See, this would totally appeal to Michael Bay because you could build a Michael Bay verse.
Oh yeah,
because of the movies he's done. So like Will Smith shows up and with Martin Lawrence.
Guess he's not going to be here for Autobots Boys 2.
Yeah.
What you could do in like the Armageddon one is you could have Bumblebee laying down. And you can have Optimus Prime have like a human doll or a human, and like redoing the Cracker Jack scene or the animal cracker scene.
There you go. And then the meteor came from planet Cybertron.
Yeah. What other movies would be good with that?
Oh my God! You could do The Rock. And see, that would totally play into the whole alternate history thing because then. So you have Nicolas Cage, and then you can bring in Nicolas Cage. So you have Nick Cage and Sean Connery are going back to Alcatraz because underneath Alcatraz is a secret Decepticon prison.
Yeah, and that's where the Decepticon Al Capone is.
Oh my God! And see, now I'm picturing like, oh my God! So it's like one of those old school like 1930s style like Buick cars, but then it turns into a robot with a little bowler hat on it. Like, I'm gonna get Optimus Prime, see? And then there's like another dumb car that's like, yeah, you're totally gonna get him. You're totally
go get him, boss. Go get him.
Shut up, Muggsy.
All right. Let's get that one rolling. That's pre-production.
So should we trademark all these?
Yeah, they're all trademarked.
Yeah, all trademarked.
Michael Bay, don't call me. I hate your guts.
You're not getting any of these.
He's like, oh, I really like that Al Capone story. It's like, oh yeah, great. I really love the Turtles.
Okay, think about this. So Bad Boys is a movie where you got cops and they're like friends or whatever. Oh my God, Transformers buddy cop movie.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
So it's okay. So it's Optimus Prime and the leader of the Decepticons, Megatron. So it's Optimus Prime and Megatron, and then they work together to solve crimes like Scooby-Doo.
I would have got away if it wasn't for you and that pesky Bumblebee.
Because I'm sure in one of these movies, the Autobots and the Decepticons have had to. All I've seen is the first one of these Transformers movies. So I'm guessing. So at any point, did they team up to fight some other big bad?
I mean, like him and Marky Mark. I mean, he helped. Which I don't even think that the people helped that much. They're just kind of like they're running, avoiding all the shit falling on them.
The Autobots and the Decepticons, did they fought each other.
Like there was like some ancient like T-Rex thing. Oh, Jurassic Park with Autobots.
Jurassic Park
with those ancient dinosaur looking ones.
Yeah.
Clever bot.
Okay, wait a minute. Who owns the Transformers?
Universal?
Is it? No, I mean like the actual Transformers property. Oh, it's Hasbro. Oh shit. Here you go. No, see, I've got it.
G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe meets Transformers.
Oh, so the Autobots and the Decepticons team up. They're like, fuck these humans.
Yeah. And then G.I. Joe shows up.
That's how you tease it. So at the end, so these guys are like, they're at each other's throats. And it's like, you know what? Fuck Marky Mark. And steps on him. It's like, you know what, Decepticon? Me and you, we got this shit. We could take over this world.
And yeah. We got this. We're done. We're done with these humans.
In a faint in the distance, you just hear, Yo, Joe! Credits.
Yeah, they're like, Marky Mark's got an annoying voice. Shy is racist. Like, fuck these people.
Shy is racist. Who would play your G.I. Joe in that?
The Rock.
The Rock? Yeah, that's where you bring it back.
Because he was in the last G.I. Joe movie.
That's true.
So was Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, fuck that.
Well, I'm just saying he was in there. Bruce Willis was in the last G.I. Joe movie. He was actually called Joe in the movie. Like, the whole thing was he was like the original. He's like the genuine article. Like, everything is based off of Bruce Willis's character.
Of course it is. Everything revolves around Bruce Willis and Michael Bay.
Yeah, see, that's how you get him. That's how you rope in Bruce Willis. Because Michael Bay's like, oh, he was in Armageddon. I know him.
Oh, that's true. He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And Michael Bay walks up, like, I could stay awake just to hear you breathing.
What else does Hasbro own? Oh my God, Shawn, I got it. Here you go. You ready for this?
What is it?
Because now, because I'm saying, because at this point, you could just build an entire Hasbro universe and you just start throwing in all these Hasbro properties and just put them together. You ready for this? Transformers, My Little Pony.
Oh, that would break the internet. Could you imagine?
Twilight Sparkle and Optimus Prime, like going on the road.
Optimus Prime riding Twilight Sparkle.
No,
you ride Little Ponies? I've never seen Little Ponies.
We're done talking about porn now.
Oh, damn it. I'm sure there's fan fiction out there. Twilight Sparkles accepts the exhaust of Bumblebee. Oh. Well, does Hasbro own Monopoly? Like, you could have, like, that's where you get back to your Clerks.
You just have them all gathered around. Play it.
That's the origin story. That's how the Decepticons and they fight.
They do. No, yes, they do own Monopoly. They own all those board games. Oh my God. So there's Optimus Prime and Megatron. They're sitting across from each other and you just hear a dice roll and then you hear, sorry.
You just hear a table flip. This is fucking war, you bastard.
Yeah. Why are they tearing up New York City? Optimus sunk his battleship.
Well, you could redo Clue with just all those characters, and Bumblebee's the one that die.
Oh my God, no, Bumblebee. Okay, no. So somebody dies, and Bumblebee knows who the killer is, but he can't talk. So he's trying to tell me. He's like, and he's trying to find because he talked with the radio, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's trying to find like the radio station to tell people who did it.
Bumblebee, take that dick out of your mouth and tell us what you're trying to say.
And then he just starts playing. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Listen, I love that song, but what's this have to do with anything? And Marky Mark's in the corner is like, oh, I don't know. I don't have a clue what he's talking about.
Oh my God, who killed this man? It's such a good vibration. Such a sweet.
Oh man.
I feel like Bumblebee's trying to tell us something.
Good vibration. Who's the tank here? Who's the tank?
Oh shit. What other game? Yeah, so Clue, Battleship, Monopoly, Sorry.
Well, I feel like that'd be because, like, have you ever played a Monopoly game where it hasn't ended up in a fight?
Twister.
Right arm red. Sparks everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I like the My Little Pony. So you have the Autobots and the Optimus and Twilight Sparkle.
And the Autobots have to like save their place from pollution.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're the ones polluting, so it's like a catch-22. It's a Sophie's Choice.
Oh my God, they're like, we're the monsters.
Bang! Boom!
Candyland.
Oh, I hate that game.
Because
I was the grumpy grape.
Optimus Prime's like, I made it to the gooey gumdrop fields.
This is not good for my bolts.
There we go. They go through like a dimensional portal and they end up in Candyland. Or Chutes and Ladders. It's just a game. They just end up in this world. Looks like a fucking MC Escher painting where they're just climbing up ladders and Megatron going down a curly Q slide. Wee.
They go through a black hole, which leads them into each of these game worlds.
Yeah.
And at the end of each one is like, hey, go to Amazon and get Chutes and Ladders for $2.99.
So basically, it would end up like the end of Blazing Saddles, where it's like a bunch of cowboys fighting, but then they like slowly make their way into the sets of other movies. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, you're right. They own G.I. Joe. So there's G.I. Joe and the Transformers. I feel like at some point they should fight the GoBots, because I thought that was the like eternal debate, Transformers and GoBots. But I don't know who owns the GoBots.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
You guys look stupid.
We're like you, but we're the Kmart version.
Right.
Well, that's stupid.
The yellow one's got a dick in his mouth.
It's a good vibration.
Such a sweet sensation.
So, okay, they do that. So who's the Marky Mark on the GoBots? Like, you have to think somebody that's a little bit downgraded.
Ooh.
Shia LaBeouf. He's like, I was looking for work, and you guys are racist.
Transformers are racist.
You didn't give them fries. You're racist.
What the fuck's the matter with you, Optimus? Do it.
Shia kind of went off the deep end. Who? Shia LaBeouf. You mean Shia LaBeouf?
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, who's the downgrade from Marky Mark?
Who's the...
The only movie I liked Marky Mark in was The Departed. I liked him in The Departed. That's the only movie, top of my head, that I can think of that I liked him in.
Well, he was good in Departed. He was good in The Other Guys with Will Ferrell.
I didn't watch it. I didn't see that one.
That's pretty good. He's in a few good movies.
Oh, what else? Where else do we get the Transformers? You've got all this material. Okay, Shawn, here you go. I think this is the penultimate here, because we talked a little bit about the one thing, we talked a little bit about the other thing. Let's put them together. Transformers, Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of fits because the Turtles are a sci-fi show. Krang's kind of got a robotic body.
So there you go. So so the Technodrome shows up from Dimension X.
Okay, so this is how it's gonna go. So this is the very, very last one. Like, this is 50 some odd years in the future, and they sell it. It's like they don't even tell you the Turtles are in it. It's like, all right, this is the last Transformers ever.
Yeah,
Michael Bay's written it. He's producing, directing. It is completely Michael Bay.
Blame him. That's all we're saying. Blame this guy.
The Turtles come in this. There's this big fight, tons of explosions. Like, it looks like, Michael Bay's wet dream times 10. And so in the end, the Transformers die, the Turtles die, and it cuts to black. And what you see two hands closing a book, right? And it pans up, and it's Michael Bay. Michael Bay's just closed the book.
Yeah.
And he's old and gray, because, it's like 50 years in the future. And he looks out, and there's a bunch of kids, adults out there. And, they're like really confused. And he's like, I did this because I hate fucking kids.
Especially you. And you.
And you with that turtle shirt. You're 40 years old. You fucking grow up.
And there's Shawn.
I'm like, oh. He's like, you sound like you have a dick in your mouth.
And then Shawn chokes him with his bare hands.
Dick in my mouth. How about my hands around your throat?
Die. Credits. That's how you end it.
And then there's a post-credit scene where Optimus Prime moves his hand and it says Transformers Origins coming in 2072.
No! We were so close. So there you go, Shawn.
Well, I mean, the only benefit I can see from this is he hasn't said he's making 6 or 14 more Turtles movies. So if you're a Transformers like diehard, I'm sorry, but at least I'm holding out hope that my Turtles will, get somebody that'll respect it and make it good.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath, Shawn. I'm sure we can. I'm sure we could find a story for. There's on their off days, Michael Bay's writer's room has written the scripts for 8 Turtles movies.
Roughly. They're going to build an origin around Casey Jones and Detective School. That's what everybody wants. I mean, at least I got my Turtles comics. I got the cartoon on Nickelodeon, so at least I got something good. But Richard, as we vented about Shia LaBeouf, and Michael Bay, Marky Mark, what are your closing thoughts as we bring this episode to a close?
How do you wrap this up? Well, I guess maybe the only, here's what you do. If you don't want to see 14 Transformers movies, then you know what? You don't have to see 14 Transformers movies. Because, Shawn, you and I live in America, and it's a great country, and we don't have to see shit movies if we don't want to. And I'm happy about that. So I guess to all the people out there, my closing thought would be, if you don't want this, vote with your wallet. Because I just looked it up for you, Shawn. Teenage Mutant Ninja, this is from Slash Film, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 probably will not happen.
Yeah.
It probably isn't in the cards.
You know why? Because the first 2 sucked so bad.
You know why? Because it didn't make that much. It didn't make that much money. So that's the way, people like to bitch about, there's nothing original in Hollywood. You know what? To a point. I mean, and most of the blame of this on studios, but I will say for the movie going public, just vote with your wallet. If you think we're, that they shouldn't have made a certain movie, don't go see it. And then if enough people do that, then guess what? You don't get it. You don't get another Turtles movie.
That's what happened.
That's how you kill Michael Bay. That's the way you destroy Michael Bay.
His weakness is less money.
His weakness is his wallet. Stop giving him money, and then these things don't happen.
He'll find some other franchise to ruin.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Go to our website. We're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languageofbromance.com. Check out the LLB Army Intelligence Reports. Like us on Facebook. Go out and recruit somebody for the LLB Army by getting someone you know to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or Stitcher.
And after you leave that review, be sure to check us out on the Pod Bros Network.
Yeah, so when you go to check us out on Pod Bros, you can also leave a review on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher, which helps give us exposure to get those new people to the show.
We love reviews. What the reviews do is the reviews help keep us in rankings in iTunes. So do that. When we put this, just so everybody knows, the reason we put this stuff at the end of the show is because, first and foremost, we're here to make you laugh. We're here to make funny. We're here to make you laugh. So the reason we put the stuff at the so I guess we're saying you don't have to go and leave us a review, but we appreciate it and it helps tremendously.
Takes less than a minute. Click that 5-star, drop in a couple notes, hit save, boom, off and running. And if you want to go that little extra, if you're like, you know what, I've left you guys a review, I've told my friends about you, I just want to help out a little bit more because you guys come out every Sunday. Richard, we've come out every Sunday for almost 3 straight years.
I know, we're like church.
Yeah. Except if you miss us, you can catch back up next week.
Like church.
If you want to help out a little bit more, you can go to our Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/languageofbromance and throw a few bucks our way. Like, we've got different rankings, like $1, $3, $5. That's less than $1. That's less than like a quarter an episode, or less than $1 an episode. Richard, how many things do you spend $1 or more a week on that you could just throw our way?
Porn.
Yeah. Autobot porn.
Shia
LaBeouf porn.
My own personal collection. All the videotapes that I bought to make my own Autobot porn. And then people look at me and they're like, who uses videotape anymore? And I'm like, shut up, it's vintage. It's my truth. I'm finding my truth.
I like to know exactly where I finished every time. All right. Well, is there anything else before we close her out?
Yeah. Go to Patreon, leave us some money in the plate. Like church. It's a collection plate.
Except ours is tax deductible.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Also, but the bonus is that unlike church, we will give you stuff if you give us stuff. We're not just selling salvation here, folks.
We're selling funny. It's kind of the same thing. It's good for the soul. Makes you giggle.
Oh, it's like chicken soup.
All right. Well, that's all the Bruins we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver. Autobots, pull out.
Bumblebee, it sounds like you have a tick in your mouth.
Blah, 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 blah.
Good vibration.